Please stand for the national anthem of Jamaica. You may be seated. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us today for a very special tribute to our heroes in commemoration of Jamaica's National Heritage Week. My name is Anne-Marie Pinckney, and I am the registrar for the Jamaican High Commission, and it is my distinct pleasure to introduce our compere for this evening's tribute. Luke Williams is an educator, actor, and former radio and television broadcaster. A Jamaica Drama Festival National Award winner and gold medalist, Luke made his transition to commercial theater in the Jamaica National Pantomime, King Root. He went on to perform in a range of Jamaican plays at the Ward Theatre and Little Theatre, and received 3 nominations as Best Actor and Best Supporting Actor from the Actor Boy Awards. As assistant head of sixth form and head of media studies at an East London school, he endeavors to embed much of Jamaica's rich and cultural heritage into the curriculum. At the heart of the pandemic, Luke founded a creative writing competition to inspire Jamaican children to write, tell their own narratives, and develop their appreciation for literature. One of his lifetime highlights is having been selected to be an Olympic torchbearer in the London 2021 Olympics in recognition of the excellent role he has played in education in British schools. Luke Williams.
Thank you very much. Boy, it sounds sweet to hear about yourself like that. And the voice that was delivering it was so rich that it was worth it. Thank you so much. When she said my name, she pronounced it so well. But when I came in this afternoon, I met 3 ladies, and when they gave me their names, I had to make sure that I pronounced it several times because in Jamaica we pronounce them different. So I remember, for example, when I was a child, I had a brother. Well, I still have him, Paul, and we used to go over to our cousins, and one of my cousins would bawl out, "Paul!" And he would go, "My name is Paul, it's not Pal." Then also me say, "Paul?" "No, Paul." Me not understand what Paul talk about, and that's all she would say, because Jamaicans, we have our own way, our own flair to say our little things. So I would like to make sure that I pronounce these ladies' names properly. Pamela, how you pronounce that? Oh, we'd say Pamela, but in Jamaica, we would say Pamela. Well, I just wanted to introduce Pamela Rowena, and Joanne. And these three songstresses together make up the group True Identity. Remember them? These talents have been performing from them yada them knee. They created a harmony sound that was distinguishable and are known for the ring of the blend. They recorded 2 songs on the Blue Beat label, and they've had the opportunity to support and open up for top reggae artists from the UK and Jamaica, including Lloyd Brown, Beres Hammond, Taurus Riley, and Marcia Griffiths. The musical journey continues with their latest single entitled Deliver Me. I'd like you to make sure that you get that track, however you do that, whether online or otherwise. And that track will be out later this month. Put your hands together, please, for True Identity.
Good evening. The first song we're going to sing is a song that the young people sing in Jamaica. I'm sure you know it. It's all about the heroes. It's a hero song.
Forward, forever united, students, workers, and farmers, Granny Nanny of Nanny Town, symbol of unity and strength. It comes forward, forever united, students, workers, and farmers. Sam Sharp, non-violent leader, instigated the slaves of Jamaica to fight for freedom and liberty and throw off the shackles of slavery. Forward, forever united, students, workers, and farmers. George William Gordon, far-seeing statesman, struggled for human rights and dignity. He was unjustly executed for raising his voice against oppression. Forward, forever united, students, workers, and farmers. Marcus Mosiah Garvey, fighter of black man's dignity. Throughout every nation, he gave a black man a dream. Forward, forever united, students, workers, and farmers. Paul Bogle of Stony Gut fought against oppression and deception. Leader, preacher, and martyr, he died in the cause of justice. Forward, forever united, students, workers, and farmers. Patriot Norman Manley made politics an instrument of progress. Father of the nation, man of integrity and justice. Forward, forever united, students, workers, and farmers. Alexander Bustamante, a legendary figure in his lifetime, indomitable labor leader, first Prime Minister of Jamaica. Forward, forever united, students, workers, and farmers. Forward, forever united, Jamaica united. Forever.
Thank you.
Think on this. How would you feel if Sunday is your regular rest day off from work, but
And that really brings our focus to why we are here today for Heritage Week, for our heroes, to celebrate and to commemorate the lives of those who use their indomitable spirit to fight against oppression. And we are lucky to have videos that have been sent to us courtesy of the Jamaican Information Service. And we will be looking at those videos in different segments, 3 different segments. The first segment will feature the Right Excellent Samuel Sam Sharp, the Right Excellent Paul Bogle, and the Right Excellent Nanny of the Maroons.
think on this. How would you feel if Sunday is your regular rest day off from work, but just because Christmas Day falls on that day, your boss unilaterally decides you do not deserve an extra day of rest? Added to that, the previous Christmas you were entitled to 3 days off during the season, but months before this particular holiday, a law was passed giving only 2 days. This is the kind of injustice and ill treatment that was meted out to Samuel Sharp. Up to 1830, the enslaved were allowed 3 days holiday at Christmas. In February 1831, the House of Assembly passed a law reducing Christmas holidays from 3 to 2, Christmas and Boxing Day only. Since Christmas Day 1831 fell on Sunday, a rest day, Sharp believed that they were entitled to the following Tuesday. A strike ensued. The resistance to work ballooned into what history records as the Christmas Rebellion, the ill-fated event that helped pave the way to freedom. Born about 1780, Sam Sharp was the slave of an English lawyer in Montego Bay, St. James. Sharp was the lay deacon of the Burchell Baptist Church and became a leader in the congregation. Samuel, Sam, Daddy Sharp, saw the injustices of slavery and inspired his fellow brothers and sisters to participate in Jamaica's first strike action. There were no labor laws at that time that spoke to the rights or privileges of slaves. Sharp may be considered a forerunner to the labor movement as he fought for the rights of his fellow workers. For this, Samuel Sharp was hanged on May 23, 1832. But as he said,
"I would rather die upon yonder gallows than live in slavery."
In 1834, the abolition bill was passed by the British Parliament, and in 1838, slavery was abolished.
Born in Stony Gut, St. Thomas in the 1820s, he suffered as a slave. He toiled in the hot sun working and praying for the day he could say, "Yes, freedom come." And when that day came, the day he was free, the plan of becoming fully independent was his next feat. One he accomplished, small farmer, then landowner, to being one of 106 persons on the voters list, he was well on his way. So much so, he became a Baptist deacon in the village, a true Jamaican activist, angered by the injustices and oppression faced by the people in St. Thomas by one Governor Edward Eyre. So, he gathered his people and marched onward they did, left, right, on October 11, 1865, the day of the Morant Bay Rebellion. Over 500 people died, but not in vain. That special day spurred changes in the social and economic conditions of people not only in St. Thomas, but the entire Jamaica. The Right Excellent Paul Bogle, the man who lived and died for his people on October 24, 1865. A man of honor, a man of truth, our national hero.
Mante, my name is Marcia Douglas, currently the acting colonel of the Charleston Maroon Community, the Chief.
Welcome to our museum.
So the role of Nanny of the Maroon in Freedom for the Maroon is that she provide or she make herself into the diligent leader that one would have been looking for. One with spirituality, one with the zeal of moving on, and one with the zeal to protect. And so what she did was to ensure that her people had been served the right way, in which she ensures that they were no longer in slavery. So what she did was to undermine the British on the plantation with the help of her two sisters, Mishibo Kwashi and Shanty Rose. And so doing that, they took their people to the mountains where they had an advantage over the British. The British had to import dogs or bloodhounds from Cuba to hunt them down. Now later on, when the treaty was signed and Jamaica gained independence, it was really a hard tussle for people to recognize Nanny for who she was. Thanks to recent Colonel Harris of Moortown, who had made that one of his deepest dream and one of his aim, one of the most sustainable thing that he was going to work on, so that Nanny could have been today the national heroine of Jamaica.
Truly inspirational and informative videos there, and I hope that you learned from them as much as I did, because there are lots of information there that I didn't know before. I hope that one day we'll be seeing even more women among our national heroes, because I'm sure there are so many of them out there. But we have our own musical heroes here at the Jamaican High Commission, and I'd like you to help me welcome the Jamaican High Commission Choir as they render "O Freedom." Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom. And before I'd be a slave, I'd be buried in my grave and go to my Lord and be free. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom over me. And before I be a slave, I'd be buried in my grave. Yes, talent abounds at the Jamaican High Commission. Give them another round of applause. And thank you very much to the Jamaican High Commission Choir. We continue with our tributes by video to our heroes, and we'll now focus on two brilliant philosophers and orators, the Right Excellent George William Gordon and the Right Excellent Marcus Mosiah Garvey.
George William Gordon, now Right Excellent George William Gordon, national hero, was born in 1815, the son of a Scottish father and an enslaved Jamaican mother. He got a call to make the world a better place, and for that he was never forgiven. You should know then that conditions in Jamaica then were just unbelievable. People were suffering. 311,000 persons in 1838 enslaved, received their freedom and were just thrown outside. And what George William Gordon did, he bought lands and he cut up the lands and allowed the poor, the dispossessed, to have access to the land. And his colleagues did not like that. He chastised the governor in meetings right at the space that the governor needed to do more for the people. And the governor didn't like it, called him a mischief maker. And this is the space where George William Gordon came to, as it were, give up himself because he heard they were looking for him. And from here, he was taken to St. Thomas, where he was tried and hanged on the 23rd of October, 1865. And he reached the Friday, and they hanged him the Monday morning. But before he was hanged, he asked for permission to write a letter to his dear wife, Lucy. He had married this lady, Lucy Shannon. He married her, and he asked that he could write a letter, and they allowed him to write the letter. That would have been Sunday night, early Monday morning. He wrote the letter to say that he was innocent. And if anything that he did that was bad, was to help poor people.
A people without knowledge of their past history, origin, and culture is like a tree without roots.
A boy of humble beginnings, taking his first steps towards a life decorated and defined by the search for a proud Black identity. The journey began on August 17, 1887, in a rural district nestled in the Garden Parish of St. Anne, where the union of a mason and a domestic worker birthed a living legacy of Black self-empowerment.
When you hear him describe his mother, Sarah Jane Garvey, she had a different kind of influence on him. I think that he inherited a lot of her sense of compassion.
Marcus also inherited much from his father, Marcus Mosiah Garvey Sr. Together, his parents gave him a strong foundation, starting at 32 Market Street in St. Anne's Bay. The Universal Negro Improvement Association, the Pan-African Movement, the Negro Factories Corporation, the Black Star Liner Shipping Company, all symbols of achievement to which Garvey could lay claim. But his life was more than the public platform familiar to most. Garvey was equal parts Pan-Africanist and father, equal parts orator and husband, scholar and son, national hero and lifetime student. As a young boy, Garvey developed a love of reading, first from his father's private library and later the more extensive collection of his godfather Alfred Burroughs. An apprenticeship with Burroughs at age 14 provided a platform for literary expression through the printing press. It's an influence that would find expression in several newspaper developments and publications throughout Garvey's life. Even as he trod the path of visionary philosopher and scholar, Marcus Garvey was a family man. After a long courtship, he married Amy Ashwood in a private Catholic church ceremony, followed by an elaborate public ceremony and reception at Liberty Hall on Christmas Day, 1919. The union didn't last. But Garvey found love and family life again with his longtime secretary, Amy Jakes. The two married in July 1922 and had two sons, Marcus Jr. and Julius.
You can see letters that they wrote to each other when his sons were in Jamaica and he was in England. He has nicknames for them. He speaks to them the same way a loving father would speak to any child.
From the dirt tracks in a small rural community to a global stage promoting change, the Right Excellent Marcus Mosiah Garvey was the epitome of ambition.
When you look at his background versus what he was able to achieve in a very, very short time period, you have to recognize that it was ambition that was driving him. But most importantly, he had ambition not just for himself, but for people of his race. He wanted Black people to be liberated in every sense of the word, not just physically, but mentally, economically, socially, and so on.
On June 10, 1940, a nation lost a hero, humanity lost a world changer. Marcus Garvey was finally laid to rest in 1964 in Jamaica after 52 short years. The man from St. Anne's Bay had given Black people a new way of looking at themselves. He'd told them to embrace their identity, that they could achieve anything.
Up your mighty race! Accomplish what you will!
No one remember old Marcus Garvey. No one remember old Marcus Garvey.
The second segment of our videos there, ending with the founder of the UNIA, Marcus Garvey. You know them say when something nice, you have to call it twice, sometimes thrice. Well, we're calling back True Identity because the lady's performance was well nice. And we're going to have Kelvin, the drummer, with them as always. Welcome back.
I hope you're all enjoying the evening. Good.
They never love, they never love, they never love poor Marcus. They never love, they never love, they never love poor Marcus. Marcus Mosiah Garvey. Marcus Mosiah Garvey. Marcus Mosiah Garvey. Great teacher, great leader. Marcus Mosiah Garvey. Great teacher, great leader. Marcus Mosiah Garvey. Marcus Mosiah Garvey. Self-reliance completed. Self-reliance, confidence, never be defeated. Marcus Mosiah Garvey. Marcus Mosiah Garvey. Garvey. Great teacher, great leader. Marcus Mosiah Garvey. Great teacher, great leader. Marcus Mosiah Garvey. Marcus Mosiah Garvey. Self-reliance, confidence, never be defeated. Self-reliance, confidence, never be defeated. Marcus Mosiah Garvey. Marcus Mosiah Garvey. Marcus Mosiah Garvey.
Thank you.
Right, I can never get enough of true identity. Listen, never change your identity. Okay, so we are at the final of the 3 segments, the final one of video tributes. And we've so far featured 5 heroes. So I guess you can imagine there are only 2 left. And I guess you can figure out who they are. 2 cousins, both who steered Jamaica during the tumultuous 1930s. Both prime ministers. Of course, the Right Excellent Norman Washington Manley and the Right Excellent Alexander Bustamante.
In Roxborough, Manchester is a museum dedicated to telling the story of the life and work of the Right Honourable Norman Washington Manley. You will find it nestled on a hillside at the place of his birth. Once inside, you will be captivated by intriguing information on his years as a soldier, athlete, scholar, statesman, and advocate. At the museum, you can read about how Norman Manley supported the cause of the workers at the time of the labor troubles in 1938. His advocacy took on a more defined role when he rose to lead the newly formed People's National Party (PNP) in 1938 and remained as president until his retirement in 1969. Norman Washington Manley became chief minister after the 1955 election and premier in 1958, the same year Jamaica joined the West Indies Federation. A faithful supporter of the Federation, Manley put the issue to the people, holding a referendum in 1961 to decide if the country should remain in the Federation. The answer was no, and Manley arranged for Jamaica's orderly withdrawal. Manley kept himself busy with the things he was very passionate about, leaving behind an extensive legacy, such as his role in obtaining universal adult suffrage in 1944 and developing a new constitution for independent Jamaica. And so, in 1954, he led efforts to secure executive powers for elected representatives. It was also under Norman Manley's leadership that Jamaica achieved full internal self-government in 1959, a precursor to political independence that would come 3 years later. Manley's dedicated service to Jamaica earned him the Order of National Hero in 1969. Norman Manley died on September 2, 1969.
Sir Alexander Bustamante, the undisputed champion of the working class. As a trade unionist, he earned the title when he tackled unemployment and the terrible pay and working conditions facing working class Jamaicans. Sir Alexander spoke fearlessly against the English colonial rulers, writing several letters to the Gleaner and occasionally to British newspapers. Widespread discontent led to social unrest in 1937 and 1938, and all the time, Bustamante continued to champion the cause of the people. On September 8, 1940, he was detained for an alleged violation of the Defense of the Realm Act. He was locked up for a year and 5 months. Sir Alexander later founded the Jamaica Labour Party in 1943 and won the first general election under universal adult suffrage in 1944. He also became the first Prime Minister of an independent Jamaica in 1962. Sir Alexander died in 1977.
You have it, our 7 heroes whom we hail, honor, and salute, not just this week, but throughout the entire year. It's Heritage Week. Continue to remember them and all that they've done for our nation. But the evening is not over yet. You had musical tributes, but it's time for a bit of lyrical rhythm. And we have Mr. David Nita, who will be coming up shortly, to share one of my favorite poems, The Song of the Banana Man. But a little bit first about, am I wrong? It's not The Song of the Banana Man? Oh, that's the choir. I beg your pardon. Yes, sorry, I beg your pardon. Dave Nita will be up here in a minute, and he will share with you whatever he has prepared for you. He's a lawyer, published poet, lecturer, and international public speaker, specializing in law, cultural leadership, social change, and the arts. In 2019, Dave Nita participated in and won the Cambridge debate at Jesus College, Cambridge University. He has spearheaded a dialogue around race, art, identity, and healing in mental health between patients, staff, architects, and artists. Dave is currently touring the UK with his art installations in tribute to the Windrush generation. Help me show him our love.
Thank you very much, everybody. And we're really grateful to the Jamaican Information Service for giving us a comprehensive overview of our heroes in Jamaica. And so I'd like my poem to really connect with those other Jamaicans, the majority of us who are abroad. The majority of Jamaicans are actually abroad, the diaspora. And I want us to feel a sense that we can join in this identity of being a hero as well. Because truly, Jamaicans have a hero spirit. And this poem is to commemorate Jamaican diaspora all over the globe as it's defined. So it's called the Diasporans. Smoothly we move across the globe, finding our groove wherever we rove, nation building wherever we land, adding flavor to anything bland, always prepared for honest toil, never forgetting beloved home soil, occupying every level of society, building and ever building a better community. Multiplicity of identity in numerous spaces, navigating cultures and religions and races. The substance within us becomes a great bonus for the place we now reside. Our vibes and passion, vigor and compassion ripples outward like a tide, bestowing blessings on foreign shores as we create and work useful apertures, openings of opportunity through which people walk, constructing unity through restorative talk. As we reflect on the place of our beginning, the land of our forebearers' origin, we remit, we remain, we return, we receive, we remit, we continue to receive, we continue to remit, we continue to remain, and we return. We grow in love as we continue to learn. Influenced by our home region and our ancestral motherland, the diaspora is guided by the Spirit of God's almighty hand. Thank you very much.
A mastery of rhetoric and ideas. Is there anywhere that we can find your work? Absolutely. We look forward to hearing more. And now, the Song of the Banana Man, one of my favorite poems by the Jamaican High Commission Choir. The Jamaican High Commission Choir.
In look at me, old clothes brown with stain, and soak right through with the cold and rain. In can't see my, in cut up in nose, in said, you're a beggarman, I suppose. In said, boy, get some occupation. Give some value to your nation. I said, by God and this big right man, you must recognize a banana man. Up in the hills where the trees are cool, and mullet and jam that swim in the pool. I have 10 acres of mountainside, and a beautiful donkey that I ride. 4 brush shells and 4 on the dam, some banana, some coconut trees, and some hills of yams. And I Yes, by God and his big right hand is the property of a banana man. I leave me on early morning time and set me foot to the mountain climb. I bend me back to the hot sun tide and the cutlass ring on the stony side. Blowing and weaving, digging and planting, till master sun drop back a drop the mountain. Then home again in the cool evening time, perhaps humming this little rhyme. Praise God and this big bright man. I will live and die a banana man.
Banana day is my special day. I cut my salmon and on my way.
Load up the donkey, leave the land, head down the hill to banana stand.
Then the truck comes round and I take a ride all the way down to the harbour side.
That is the night when you, tourist man, would change your place with a banana man. Yes, sir. By God and this big right hand, I will live and die a banana man.
The bay is calm and the moon is bright. The hills look dark, but the sky is light. Down in the dock is an English ship, resting off our own. Blacksmith. Some singing the song that banana men make.
Praise God and this big right hand, I will live and die a banana man.
Then the payment comes.
Yes.
And we have some fun.
Yes.
Me, Deacon, Freda, and Dopey Son. Down the bar, the United War, we knock them away from and bust
Load up the bag for future toil with starfish, breadfruit, coconut oil.
Then head back home to the yard to sleep and proper seed that's long and deep.
Yes, I tell you, my God and his big right hand, I will live and die a banana man. So, when you see these old clothes brown with stain and soaked right through with the Portland rain,
Don't cast your eye, nor turn up your nose. Don't judge a man by his patchy clothes.
I am a strong, a proud man, and I am free. Free as these mountains, free as the sea. I know myself, and I know my ways, and I will sing with pride to the end of my days. Praise God and this big right hand. I will live and die a banana man. Praise God and this big right hand. I will live and die a banana man. Praise God and this big right hand. I will live and die a banana man. Praise God and this big right hand. I will live and die a banana man.
And now we have the arrival of His Excellency Seth George Ramacon, High Commissioner for Jamaica. High Commissioner?
Wow, this is what they call just in time. I tell you, I intended to have got here earlier, but today I have been at the IMO, International Maritime Organization, and it's a very important time of year for us because Jamaica, every 2 years, seeks to be re-elected to office in Category C of the IMO. And this year is a very, very exceptional or special year, difficult year, because there are 20 seats in the category that we are seeking to be elected, and there are 27 countries trying to vie for those 20 seats. And you can imagine the amount of effort and work that has to be done, because you have some pretty powerful countries also in that category. So being there, requires my very special attention to see how we can maintain our election to the IMO. We're a very small country, Jamaica, as you know, but it's a very big task to take on. And we really are regarded within the halls of the IMO, because Jamaica is the country that is home of the International Seabed Authority. And of course, we train many seafarers for who are in various parts of the world working. So we are very much, still have a good candidature, if you may, but it takes a lot of work. I want to thank you, therefore, for being here. I am the loser for not being here. I would have loved to be able to see the many special items, but I do have some notes here, which starts with good evening, which I already did, and really to thank you all for joining us today at this hybrid session where we are doing an in-house and an online version of it in order to reach as many persons as possible. And this is really an evening of reflection and tributes to our national heroes and celebration of National Heroes Day, which will be actually on the 18th, just a couple of days away. And of October, Jamaicans at home and abroad, they take time to acknowledge and to show their appreciation of the island's 7 national heroes, or 6 heroes and heroine, making 7. And this really is really the backbone of our heritage, because these are the persons who fought for freedom and have laid out the path for self-governance. And we really are very, in high recognition of the 7 national heroes. The week preceding National Heroes Day, therefore, is what we call Heritage Week. And it is a period in which we try to reconnect, with who we are as a people, because that's what heritage is all about. It's a definition of who we are as a people. And of course, this is important for all Jamaicans, because if one of our national heroes, Marcus Garvey, said that, and it's very well known, you probably can repeat before I even say it, but a people without a sense, a memory of their culture and their history is like a tree without roots. And that is really why we have to come back. And not just for ourselves, but for young people who are coming up, who really don't know very much, about the country of their heritage. And so I want to take this opportunity to thank all the participants that were have, and the persons who really in the High Commission. Is a very busy time for the Jamaica High Commission. We have the big COP26 coming up, and to find time to be able to put events like this together does take quite a bit of work and concentration. And I want to therefore thank the organizers within the High Commission, and of course to thank our Master of Ceremony, Mr. Luke Williams, who carried this through, the talented ladies of true identity. Come on, let me hear a yay for the brethren. Come on. Yeah. And is our inspirational poet. Where is he? Yeah, there he is. Mr. David Nita. Of course, Mr. Theo Ambrose is a person who does all the technical work to get us out there. We want to recognize him. And of course, the Jamaica High Commission's award-winning choir. That is prophecy, right? We know there will be an award-winning choir. And of course, led by Mrs. Claudette Barrett Francis. And special thanks to the Jamaica Information Service, which provided us with the videos that can help us to see part of the history of our development as of our heritage as a nation. And to thank the long-standing, generous, charitable donors to the Jamaica High Commission over so many years. I wonder, they're not tired of us. They love us, and we love them. And our supporters are a number of the companies that are always supporting our events. I recognize those who are here. There is Mr. Leighton Smith and Ms. Donna Brown. Are they? We have them noted as being here. I'm not seeing very well, so if they're not, I want to recognize them. And that's a Victoria Mutual. And there is Mr. George Ruddock of the UK Weekly Gleaner. I have Miss Odell Campbell of the National Bakery. I have Mr. Peter Mudai of Pax Cosmetics. Also, I have here noted Mr. Peter Bruyen. If did I get it? Oh, good. Of the Blue Mountain Coffee Group. If they are not all here, but can we put our hands together for them? These are the people who really. And then there's Mr. Brian Mitchell of Grace Foods UK, and Ms. Paulette Simpson and Mr. Leon Hamilton of J&N Bank, and Mr. Leonard Mahi Pella. Oh God, thank you very much. That's a tongue twister for me. And I really thank you and want to say how much the Jamaica High Commission appreciates your very long-standing support over many years. Many of the things we do, the events that we carry on, would not be possible without your support. And we really highly honor you for the work and your dedication towards our efforts. I would like to thank Mr. Wilmot of Marley Coffee. Is he in the room? No. Okay. So we had these people were here. Mr. Junior Douglas of D's Caribbean Imports and Mr. George Hamilton of Plantation Inn. I'm sure he's here. Okay, because if he's not here, I know there's no food, right? Right. And really, I trust that you all enjoyed, not only as an audience, but even the participants themselves, even the performers themselves, to have enjoyed it. It's just a wonderful thing. And, having for the past almost 2 years been locked down and locked in. And therefore, it has been very difficult for most of us, just longing to get together. So I just want to, on behalf of the Jamaica High Commission, on behalf of the government of Jamaica, to say a very, very sincere thanks to all who participated today. May God continue to bless you. Thank you.
Think on this. How would you feel if Sunday is your regular rest day off from work, but just because Christmas Day falls on that day, your boss unilaterally decides you do not deserve an extra day of rest? Added to that, the previous Christmas you were entitled to 3 days off during the season, but months before this particular holiday, a law was passed giving only 2 days. This is the kind of injustice and ill treatment that was meted out to Samuel Sharp. Up to 1830, the enslaved were allowed 3 days holiday at Christmas. In February 1831, the House of Assembly passed a law reducing Christmas holidays from 3 to 2, Christmas and Boxing Day only. Since Christmas Day 1831 fell on Sunday, a rest day, Sharp believed that they were entitled to the following Tuesday. A strike ensued. The resistance to work ballooned into what history records that helped pave the way and became a leader in the congregation. Samuel, Sam, Daddy Sharp, saw the injustices of slavery and inspired his fellow brothers and sisters to participate in Jamaica's first strike action. There were no labor laws at that time that spoke to the rights or privileges of slaves. Sharp may be considered a forerunner to the labor movement as he fought for the rights of his fellow workers. For this, Samuel Sharp was hanged on May 23, 1832. But as he said,
"I would rather die upon yonder gallows than live in slavery."
In 1834, the abolition bill was passed by the British Parliament, and in 1838, slavery was abolished.
All right, good.
But I thought that he was doing a better wrap up than I could, and therefore I thought he should go ahead. But I think that I'm hoping that we're leaving this evening, once done, with inspiration of this resilience of the that we've got from the heroes, the national heroes, the passion that we've got from our poet, and the harmony that we've got from our musicians, leaving inspired and ready to face everybody out there as a real Jamaican. Go do it with Talawa. Enjoy the food.